Hello, everybody. Good morning. How are you doing? It's Sush, and I am back, and we have a new topic. Today's topic is going to be why are modern horror movies so horrible? Hi, call me Sush, and I'm here to tell the truth. We in the booth, and these bars we making sounding kinda smooth. Spitting fire, burn the stew, so we had to hold the roof. Got too much drip, you need a cruise. I'ma speed it up times two. Okay, I know. Okay. Let me start by just saying I love horror movies. The scarier, the better. I don't know why. Even myself, I find it kind of hard to explain what the reason for just wanting to be scared by a movie for some reason. Some people say that it dates back to pretty much our ancestors. Way back to what kept us in line, what kept us protected, what kept us alive. Is that innate fear, that initial feeling that kept us to decide this is good and this is bad. And now, in times where it's not as common as you have to be fearing of being attacked by a bear or something in the wild, I don't know. Now you're in your house or wherever it's a lot safer than it was maybe like 1,000 years ago. So maybe a feeling of connecting back to how you originally are makes you feel a lot better as a person. I don't know. That's the best way I feel like I can explain it for myself, because when I get that rush, I'm like, whoa, that's a feeling that I don't feel very often. But in the comfort of like not actually being in that situation, if that makes sense. So it used to be back, maybe, I won't say every horror movie now is terrible, but I have to be honest, it's been a very long time since I've seen a good horror movie. It's been a long time. Uh, I feel like now every horror movie does not have much of a actual threat. Whatever the threat is that put them in that situation, it never really seems like much of an actual threat. Like a lot of it just seems like something that could have been easily avoided. You know what I mean? Like I don't know why everybody feels like to make a good horror movie, you have to make everybody absolutely stupid, and you have to make even the monster now or the demon or whatever it is also stupid. Like nothing ever seems realistic. Like I feel like it doesn't show what really happens when you're really in that type of fear. You know, Horror movies need to show what it really looks like when a human's really pushed to the very limits of just mental stability, of just being able to even like consciously think of what to do next, pushed to the very boundaries of becoming insane. You know what I mean? By some kind of being that pushed them to that limits. You know what I mean? Somehow I don't want them to get alive by some dumb luck. I want there to be reasons why they're alive or why somebody died and why something's happening. Or maybe, okay, sorry. You don't need reasons for why it is happening, but I don't want like dumb situations. I don't know why all these horror movies have like some kind of, for example, I'm not going to say the name of the movie itself, but I will say, for example, like if there was a doll, in your basement, and that doll was causing all this stuff to happen. Oh, curtains are ripping off, and pots are falling over and things are breaking. But nobody ever actually dies. Nobody ever actually, or like maybe they get scratched a little bit, but nobody's ever in like a fatal situation where they're actually pushed to that limit. I don't know why horror movies now, maybe you're not allowed to make them that gory and scary. I don't know why, but it seems like all these horror movies are just so terrible. Like they all the stories are the same, just little bits are different. You know, for example, you got a movie where there's a paranormal movie. Oh, this invisible creature's walking around, and sometimes it scratches me and pulls me out of bed, but it's not really that scary. You know, it's not really that scary. Okay, I get it in like the situation, like it's scary. The movies are all scary, being in that situation, but watching it, it's like okay, like it's not that scary. And by scary, I also don't mean it has to have like crazy pop ups, because I don't have a problem with pop ups. I actually like them. That's another thing that gives you a rush. But don't just spam pop ups, because then I'm gonna start expecting them. And don't make pop ups come for no reason. Like any chance you get, you just try to scare me, because I'm gonna expect them every time. Like every time it gets really quiet, then I know a pop up's coming. You know what I mean? No, you gotta make it unexpected. You have to make it to the point where I'm watching, I get interested, you pull me into the movie, and then you scare me. But in a way that makes sense. Like not in a way that I expected everything to happen. You know what I mean? And why does everything always like why did that's another thing too? Everything always feels so obvious in these scary movies. Like why does everything always have to happen in some creepy old some I don't know. It's like everything that it would be like, oh hey, there's this old creepy whatever, creepy cabin or creepy whatever. I know some movies that do like Cabin in the Woods. That's one of my favorite horror movies actually. But they know how to do it right because there was so much twist in the story, you know what I mean? And the danger wasn't like some dumb danger that wasn't really much of a danger, you know? So like most typical movies usually is, oh, let's go check this out. Okay, let's go down here or let's go investigate it or somebody's possessed. We gotta get the demon out or something. And then you already know, you can already predict for the rest of the movie what's gonna happen. And you just sit there like, yo, this is so awful. Like you just feel like you wasted your time. I don't know. I feel like these movies are just money grabs now. They don't even care about actually scaring people. They make the trailer look super cool, make it look like it's gonna be the scariest movie, and then you watch it, it's just so ass. It's so awful. And I'm so tired of it, man. I don't know why. I know I can't talk because it's not like I'm making a movie right now myself. But I definitely plan to make a movie someday, some kind of horror movie, and do it right, Because these people, I don't know what it is with these like horror movie directors, man. They're so awful at their job. Like if you're gonna make a scary movie, you need some kind of like if I were to do it, I would create some kind of creature that just is relentless. It does not stop at whatever it needs to do. It does not rest. It doesn't, or maybe it sleeps. I wouldn't make the creature invincible because like again, something that's invincible is like, okay, everyone's just gonna die. You already know the prediction. I'd make something that has weaknesses, but is somewhat able to get around them. Maybe not the thing. I wouldn't make it too intelligent, but intelligent enough to track people. And I would make some kind of creature that straight up just comes into your house, like unlocks your door and comes right into your house, comes into your room, sees you chilling in your room watching Netflix with the lights on, it turns the lights off and attacks you or something, something that really pushes people to the edge of their limit. Something, not just a monster that's like, oh, there's a monster in the area, stay safe. No, I mean a monster that like targets people. You know what I mean? Could you imagine you're in life and you somehow release some creature and it's not like a regular, like a really ugly something like, and I'm not talking like something that's giant or something that's super small. I'm talking like height level, probably like 6 feet, 6'2". Nothing too crazy, but it just looking at its features, it's just like, maybe something with like I don't even know, just something super grotesque, super messed up face, slanted. Maybe its neck's broken and its head like hangs down or something, or maybe it has like a huge like broken elongated jaw and parts of its skin open up by mistake with blood coming out or something. Maybe what another thing I like about making a scary monster, I would make a monster that is almost apologetic. I feel like, I don't know why, I always feel like something about like, it's one thing when you have a monster that is constantly just I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna eat you, I'm gonna do whatever, and you know what its goal is. But a monster that's like apologetic, it's like, why is it doing it if it's sorry that it did it? You know what I mean? Like imagine a monster that's like constantly just trying to, its only goal is to eat people's feet or something like that, right? Could you imagine that? How horrifying that would be. Like it's targeting you, its only goal is to eat your feet and nothing else. And it's like as it's chasing you, it's crying, it's saying, I'm so sorry. But in like a messed up monster, like, I'm sorry. While it's like just relentlessly like just chasing you down, broad daylight. I'm not talking only nighttime, I'm talking broad daylight. Like this thing does not care when. And that's its only goal. And you might think off rip, like a monster that eats your feet. That sounds so stupid. Like, well, yo, could you imagine the terror of like something chasing you and then it finally catches up to you and it just holds you down by your legs, just trying to eat your feet and nothing else, and it's apologizing at the same time. It's like, I'm so sorry, I'm sorry, like, something that really, like, I don't know. I'm not saying it has to be exactly that, but something, or maybe something that just eats people in general, but it's apologizing and it's crying as it does it, like it's almost like it's addicted to it, but it doesn't want to do it. You know what I mean? And like a creature that, not only that, it'd be crazy too. When I say like weaknesses, for example, imagine if the creature is chasing you, but it ends up running out of stamina. You might think, how is that scary? But could you imagine it runs out of stamina, but you know that it's relentlessly tracking you? And imagine it runs out of stamina and it's mad that it's like, no, it's having a tantrum because you got away. And then it's just trying to catch, you look back behind you, just see it's catching its breath. But you know that you're going to have to catch your breath eventually too. So when you catch your breath, that's when you hear it running after you, just saying, please, please come here, just come here. Like a monster that, a monster that's begging you to let it eat you. Like, how scary is that, right? I don't know. I hope to make a horror movie someday. I guarantee it would be on some wild shit. Like the creature, I didn't do a very good job at describing how the creature would look because I'd have to put more time into thinking about it. But I would just try to make whatever looks so disgusting and so like horrifying. Like, like something that's just, you would hate to be within any radius of like 1,000 meters of that monster, and a monster that tracks you down and does not stop and comes into your house, it's just relentless. Like even when you call in the police, you go to wherever you are, it's relentless in catching you. You injure it, and even with the injuries, it still follows you. It still chases you, limping, whatever it can do to get at you. It doesn't even care about its life anymore. It has no more. It doesn't care about its conscience. It doesn't care about the pain. It has the pain. It feels the pain. It screams in pain, but the only goal is just to get to you. Once it gets to you, then it's almost like it was put on this earth just to torment you and get to you and feed on you. No matter what. A beast of just pure, confused emotion that you can never figure out. How do you even figure out what it's thinking and what it's doing when anytime you come near it, it just wants to mutilate you? You know what I mean? But anyways, I just realized I've been talking for a while. I just feel really strongly about these boring horror movies because honestly, it's been a really long time since I've seen a good horror movie and I'm getting kind of fed up about it. So I wanted to just bring that up a little bit. I probably will talk about horror movies again too sometime in the future because I really do like them and I really do hope to make one someday because I feel like it would be amazing. But anyways, that was the end of my discussion. Just wanted to talk a little bit about horror movies and how I feel about them. To end the video off, I hope you go to sleep well tonight. I hope you're drinking your water. It's always important to drink water. And I hope you're having a wonderful day. And until next time, I'll see you later. How much money in my bags? 20, 40, 60. She miss me. A nigga gets 50. I fuck your bitch and then the squad get litty. Then we turn it up and then we hit the city. And then she grabbed my hand and she put it on her titty. I think her name was Vicky. And then she grabbed the icky. And then she grabbed her friends. And then I hit it quickly. Turned on the Bentley. Swoosh in the booth. SIB. Remember me.